Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. I furthermore indeed bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder, leader, teacher, and guide, the Messiah today. I greet you all in the nation greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. All praises are due to Allah. On behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we continuously thank you for your support. We thank you for taking a few moments of your time to watch the videos, read our posts, support our cause, our efforts in the plight of the Black community. We can never thank you enough. I just want to take a few moments of your time, family, and we promise not to take much of your time at all in dealing with this particular subject at this point in time. Before I go into this subject, I want to make a quick disclaimer. By no means are we agitating or are we trying to condone our sister, condemn our sister, attack our sister. As you can see, we are basically addressing an issue that needs to be addressed. It's unfortunately that our sister here, Sexy Red, will be the subject to some degree, but in all honesty, family, the objective of this particular message is to get to our young people, generally speaking. We want to talk about how the image of Sexy Red was actually created. Who created Sexy Red and how this image came about? How did this mindset become so detrimental to our people in our community when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught us that we have produced the greatest generation that has ever been produced in the history of Black America today? However, our open enemy knows this as well, and so he has worked diligently to deter our young people from the proper guidance and the love of God to the social equality of Satan, the devil, however you want to term it. The subject is Sexy Red versus Janae, Nierah, Wherry. And if I pronounce my dear sister name wrong, I deeply apologize. But family, this has been on my mind for the last 24 hours. This actually came up in a conversation that I was engaged in. And the sister name came up and her music came up. I had never really listened to it. And so I took the initiative to listen to this song, Pound Town, maybe a couple verses, and I was kind of done with it. Because in all honesty, it's not even a song. It's just words that's being spoken over a beat. But again, we would be out of order, meaning Black people as a whole, if we dare try to beat up on our little sister, Janae, a.k.a. Sexy Red, right? Listen to this. Almost 311 years ago, Willie Lynch presented a letter to the so-called slave owners in West Virginia as he stepped on the bank of the shores of West Virginia. And in that, he spoke about how to control. The objective was how to keep your livestock alive and control the so-called slaves at the time. In that letter, he spoke about the breaking process of the African woman. Now, that's 311 years ago, right? Take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desires willingly. What would Sexy Red know about what I'm talking about? Maybe not much at all, because this is not the type of thing that will interest her. She's only 25 years of age. How much could this young lady, Janae, really know at the age of 25? What created the image of Sexy Red? Who is it, right? Mr. Willie Lynch, as he said, to run a test in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. Now, how would Willie Lynch know 300 years later, after the so-called letter was presented, that what he spoke upon would come into fruition, meaning that she is the most important factor for good economics. You're talking about the African slave at that point in time. Women and men and children who had no clue of their whereabouts and where they were going. But something about Willie Lynch that he knew that if the so-called slave masters and owners would put this information into effect, that it would control their slaves 300 years later. That's, I believe, 3 generations and counting. So you have Sexy Red, a.k.a. Janae Wherry, right? It's a young black woman who has obvious a desire to make it in the hip-hop industry, rap music. But of course, we know that hip-hop just celebrated 50 years of its existence in the industry. 50 years. So in that celebration, there were men and women who participated in the so-called growth of hip-hop music 50 years ago in terms of the celebration of hip-hop. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The biggest problem we have as a people is accountability. We refuse and we struggle like hell to accept our responsibilities in regards to the detriment to the destruction, pardon me, of our own community and our own lives, right? Sexy Red, this young lady, Janae, she's only reacting to what she has been exposed to, right? 50 years ago, hip-hop music was based on talent and skills, right? If you go back 50 years in terms of rap music or hip-hop music, none of the black women that was involved with hip-hop, from the Funky 4 Plus One More, Shy Rock, KRS-One, Miss Melanie, and Queen Latifah, and MC Light, and the many other female rappers that were struggling in the game. I mean, fearlessly struggling in the game, but they did not remove one length of their clothing. They did not gyrate their body. They were more so in competition with the male rappers, saying, I'm just as talented as you are, and probably even better, right? That's what we had. Then come along the new wave of hip-hop, which started generating more economics in the industry, right? Record labels, executives, promoters, radio stations. I'm showing you what created a Sexy Red before we throw our little sister under the bus, because of the language that she used in her music And the gyrating that you see she's doing, because she's not the only one, family. There's another one out there. I don't know the sister name, but she got one word in the over the line. You know what I'm talking about if you heard the song. But if you take and go 50 years back and you look and update it today, well, the young sisters today, Sexy Red and all the rest of them out there, are competing with the male artists, with the raunchiness and the disrespect of black women to the fifth power. See, Sexy Red and them didn't start this, right? They ultimately jumped in to what was already created. See, it was okay when male rappers were defaming and degrading black women and calling them all kinds of names, doing all kinds of things, having them on all kinds of videos, stripped them down to bare butt naked and had them just moving all around. Some of your major rap artists have these kinds of videos. That was acceptable. Many of us enjoyed it, watching the videos, watching the women in the videos. But we didn't think nothing of it because it was male rappers doing it to females. Females that was trying to make a living by dancing in some of these videos. And some of them went above and beyond just to get a higher paycheck, right? So along come Big Sexy, Sexy Red, and all those other ones that's with her and behind her. Now they're going to the extreme with what they're doing. I'm talking about the language that these sisters are using in these songs. It's amazing. Look, man, let me tell you something, bro. I'm a grown man, so I'm not shocked by none of this stuff that they're saying in these videos and in this music. But guess what? If there wasn't a market for it, then it wouldn't even exist. So there's a market for it. So my sister Janae, a.k.a. Sexy Red, she even came out with a product line. Good God Almighty. She came out with a line of product that has some very interesting labels on her product. I'm not going to repeat all that foolishness because that's not my style, right? But I'm showing you how this young sister was created, right? Now, when you go to Sexy Red, you go into an image, right? But when you go to our little sister, Janae, now you go into a whole nother paradigm of the individual in terms of our sister Janae. Who is she? How did this sister came about? Well, let's see, right? She was born April 15, 1998. That means she's approximately 25, maybe going on 20. So she just turned 25. April just passed. So April, she just turned 25. So how much could this young sister really know at 25 years old? Why would we condone it if now all of a sudden she's on the videos and she's doing things that we condemn, many of us condemn, but yet no, we are watching and support it undercover. Right? They get the ratings. They see exactly what's going on. The so-called executives, the promoters, the record labels, right? Billboard. She reached Billboard tops somewhat for her song Pound Town. Pound Town. And I listened to part of it. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's not even really a song. It's just degrading language that's actually selling, right? Again, the male rappers were degrading black women for years once they went from hip-hop to drill rap. What in the hell is drill rap? See? It's a mindset that has been created that actually is holding hip-hop hostage today. And in this so-called drill rap, our young people are dying like wildflowers because of the so-called new term now, drill rap. So it's not even about, if you think you're better than me or I think I'm better than you, then we challenge each other and we see who is better. It's to the degree now I have to kill you or my weapon has to be greater than yours. I listened to one brother, been listening to this brother ever since he was murdered. Mo 3 out of Texas, up and coming artist, talented brother with awesome skills. But when you talk to your own grave and then you get placed exactly where you set the stage for. So we couldn't get Mo 3 back and the countless young brothers we done lost. And young sisters that we're not even hearing about. These sisters are subjected to some of the most worst situations, and they know it. So in our little sister, Janae, who as they say, an American rapper and singer. You see how they label it? She garnered online attention in 2018 after reworking Vanessa Carlton 1,000 Miles on her track and 1,000 Jugs. In 2022, she collaborated with Summer Walker on the controversial music video, Since That God Gave You. That's what it says. Since That God Gave You. I never even seen the video, so wouldn't really know what it's about. Got an idea, trust me. She rose to prominence with her breakthrough single, Pound Town, with Tay Keith in January 2023, just recently. She rose to prominence. Look how she rose to prominence. If you listen to Pound Town, this goes to show what is acceptable. And this is why we're saying, oh, my dear sister, God is calling you. She's in the perfect position to do a 360 and take her talent and blessings that Almighty God Allah has bestowed upon her and use it for the proper causes. If she discovers that, or if she even gets the opportunity to do that, meaning if she even survived this wicked social equality called music industry. Our young people are far too young to truly understand. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been a staple in the hip-hop community. He has exhibited love and compassion to rap artists, singers, when everybody else condemned them and threw them under the bus. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has always came to the aid of the rap community. And because he is so humble and pious, he's taught us and is teaching us how to humble ourselves and come to the aid of our people, not condemning them, throwing them under the bus because of the videos that this young sister make. I'm sure if you sit down with her and have a decent conversation, you might not get the sexy red depending on how you approach the sister. You might get the Janae, Nierah, Wherry, the young sister with very much intelligence. So it's clear my sister is very intelligent. I never even spoke to her, not truly interested in it, because can't nobody teach our people greater or touch our people greater than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So there's nothing I can really say that the minister hadn't already said to our people in the rap community. The only thing I can suggest is that our people do the research and find out how much love that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has for our young people, right? And know that Allah God is calling on our young people to gather up their loins and get it together, family, before it is indeed too late, right? She later spawned a remix, now listen to this, of the song Pound Town 2 with Nicki Minaj. And because her first entry on the, and became her first entry on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart. So all of a sudden, she gets a remix featured with Nicki Minaj. I heard Nicki Minaj's verses on that song, Pound Town. And again, family, this is not to throw shade or none of that. This is obvious what our people are doing because this is what they believe, and it has been proven that will garner them success and unlimited finances, right? So we can bash our little sister, or we can actually study what creates this kind of mindset in the rap community. When rap music originated from Grandmaster Cash, the Funky 4 plus one more, the Fat Boys, Heavy D and the Boys. See, Sexy Red probably wouldn't know too much about them brothers and sisters. Queen Latifah, MC Light, and the many others that I probably just forgetting about, right? Sexy Red wouldn't know too much about that, but she's well aware of the Nicki Minaj's and all these other sisters that have went to the extreme. The Little Kims. See, honestly, right, Little Kim, like it or not, played a major role in undressing our young women because her image that she put out when she came out initially, it changed the dynamics of women and how women were being looked at in the rap industry, right? If you go and look back at her early days, meaning Little Kim, she barely had clothes on then. That's when she started with Junior Mafia, right? I understand you might not accept what I'm saying, but this is a reality. We're talking about what creates a Sexy Red and who will be the next big sexy after this sister disappears into the wind. Because once the industry had enough of her, she'll be gone and then the next one will come up. How do we break that chain? See, we're going back to the Willie Lynch letter where Mr. Lynch goes into explaining the breaking of the female, right? And so we have to understand the letter purports to be a verbatim account of a short speech given by a slave owner in which he tells other slave masters that he has discovered the secret to controlling black slaves. So you may say to yourself, well, brother, that's, what that got to do with it? It got a lot to do with it because it created the same mindset that we are seeing today from our people, right? That in reality, our people are stuck in this phantom world, so to speak. See? And when we look at this young sister and what she's doing, she's only doing and repeating what she sees. Because at 25 years old, she can't know much of all. And all of a sudden, Billboard says, we're going to put her in the top 100. Why? Because she was able to get the support of Nicki Minaj. An obvious Nicki Minaj verse in that song, Pound Town 2, was just as raunchy as the original song. But of course, because this is what the industry promotes. We have great talent among our people that has not chosen to go that route. Brothers and sisters that's lyrically skillful and mastered the skills of hip-hop music, but they're not going to get the kind of exposure that you would give to someone who has degraded themselves with no regards. Now, I guaranteed you the product line that our sister has put out or putting out, she made it clear in the interview that we posted. This is how all this got started, because someone sent the interview to me, a brief interview. She spoke about her products coming out and the names of her product. And we may talk about her, but we're going to see how many. We already know how many of our women will purchase her product just to boast about having that kind of product in their catalog, in their place of residence, their homes, right? So listen, and when we look at it, as Willie Lynch says, if you take the female and run a serious test on her to see if she will submit to your desires willingly, test her in every way, because she is the important factor for good economics. If she shows any signs of resistance in submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of B word out of her. What is the bullwhip today? So the bullwhip is not the same as it was back then. The bullwhip is stripping them of any opportunity that they may have to be what they assume to be successful. Money, friendship, good homes in all walks of life, nice cars, travel all over the world. All you have to do is degrade yourself and your people and use the most raunchy language that's possible. I can't think of the other sister that she has partnered with that was over in Europe somewhere, talking about sleeping with the president, meaning President Biden, just straight out saying what she would do to President Biden, somewhat a little more raunchier than what Monica Lewinsky did with President Clinton. This is the mindset that our women have today. So she spoke directly about what she would do to President Biden. Now, what do you think that these people are thinking about our people as they're speaking like this in national, like in national public, with getting national exposure, right? So the bullwhip being used today is to take away anything or any opportunities they may perceive they have. So of course they're gonna go above and beyond. And the picture that I put up on this post was to show you an innocent little girl. If you look at the picture on the post, I didn't choose one of them raunchy pictures to represent our sister. I chose a picture of an innocent little girl that is really striving to make herself known. Unfortunately, it is in the way that she's choose. But Allah is beneficent and merciful. We are not to judge our little sister and condone or condemn her, bash her, throw her up under the bus because of the lifestyle she's leading right now. We fast and pray Allah she may be inspired to move forward and change her goals and directions. Inshallah, be the will of God. But that's going to be something that will be up to her, a decision she will have to make ultimately, because this rap thing doesn't last long. It's sometimes it's a one and done with some of our people, right? And so when you listen to the music that these sisters are putting out, they're no worse, if you want to say that, than the rap artists, the male artists that have been degrading black women for years, calling them all kinds of names out of their names, right? Degrading the children in the rap music, in the industry, because the industry will promote this kind of stuff, right? YouTube will snatch a video like this down if it was to go viral but they would leave the most raunchiest and disrespectful videos up that come from our own people about our own selves. They don't have a problem with leaving that kind of stuff up because it generates economics. And as Mr. Willie Lynch said in this letter here that he wrote, he said, take her, meaning the black female, the female slave, in every way because test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. And this is the system that they run today on our people. They have elevated the black woman above the black man because she today is the most important factor of good economics. See? And they making astronomical dollars. The money that Sexy Red might be seeing is nothing in comparison to what the promoters are seeing, the record labels are seeing, as long as the numbers continue to rise. They give them a small portion, a little front money. See, that front money come back double. So now you got to double up on it. It's a loan. So you got to double up on it. But if somebody gives you, and the diamonds, oh Allah, oh Allah, please wake our family up. Because the jewelry that they're selling our people are not real. They're not real diamonds. But they have found a way to master technology so they will trick out people into spending multiple millions of dollars on diamonds that's not even real, nor are they worth anything when you try to resell it, right? How many artists have been robbed from so-called jewelers that sold them fake jewelry? Hundreds and thousands of dollars and couldn't get their money back. Even if they took the extreme measures, they wouldn't even get their money back. So we ask Allah to guide our little sister and protect our little sister because she is our field. The black woman is our field to work out in. In that great book, The Message to the Black Man, by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, on page 59. Listen to this. Let me read this to you. The messenger said, everywhere we went, the black man recognized his woman. He had great respect for her. He denied in many of the top, we dined in many of the top influential peoples of these countries, right? Government people in some of their homes. We never did see any of their family, only men. Let me repeat that. This is the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said in the message to the black man dealing with the black woman, he said, everywhere we went when they traveled in the East, the black man recognized his woman. What is wrong with us, black man? That our women have to go to this level of degrading themselves and their people just to survive, that we don't recognize our women. Our women in America should be able to go anywhere on the planet and not have to take off not one iota of clothing from their body and be recognized and respected for being the black woman from America. However, Mr. Muhammad said that the black man recognized his woman. He had great respect for her. See, because we have lost respect. We've been lost respect for our women. The music industry, not just rap music, you can go all the way back to R&B. When the R&B singers were singing this types of songs with mama and grandmama, with grind, with grandpa and Uncle Joe, and they were doing all this stuff back then. So this ain't nothing new. This is nothing new that we see this young sister and the many others behind and before her coming out and as so raunchy and so direct with what they're saying today because it's generating income for them and their families. So they wouldn't give a damn about what we see because if you really sat down and talked to Janae, I guarantee you Janae and Sexy Red is two different people. Janae and Sexy Red is two different people. I guarantee you. Little Kim and Kimberly is two different people. Nicki Minaj and the real Nicki is two different people. The image that they represent, 9 times out of 10, is not who they are. The same with the males in the hip hop. The images that they represent, 9 times out of 10, is not who they are as a people. Generally, when you sit down with them. So when you look at what Mr. Muhammad said, he said, everywhere we went, the black man recognized his woman. He had great respect for her. We dined in many of the top, as you say, slang homes. We dined with some of the most influential people of these countries, government people. In some of their homes, we never did see any of their family, only men. The waiter was a man or boy, not any woman. My beloved brothers in America, you have lost the respect for your woman, and therefore you have lost the respect for yourself. You won't protect her, therefore you can't protect yourself. She is your first nurse. She is your teacher. Your first lesson comes from your mother. If you don't protect your mother, how do you think you look in the eyes of other fellow human beings? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, in that great book, The Message to the Black Man, when the messenger was speaking towards the black woman, then he spoke to the level of protect and elevate your woman. Allah himself has said that we cannot return to our land until we have a true knowledge of ourselves. The first step is the control and protection of our women. We have no control of our women at all. And if you try that today, you might get shot by some of these sisters because they ain't going for it. They're so far out there now. However, because the plan of Willie Lynch has worked to its perfection for 311 years. It's been 311 years since this so-called letter was presented on the banks of West Virginia, right? That Willie Lynch put together. 311 years, 2023. We have a sexy red who's only 25. I would rather refer to my sister as her real name, Janae, with no disrespect, and I fast and pray that she doesn't take it that way. None of this is directed to degrading and disrespecting our sister. I would not do that under any circumstances because our teacher will not do that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan loves our people, and he has been working with the hip-hop community again for years, family. And many of our brothers and sisters in the hip-hop community know where to turn when things get hectic for them. So we want our little sister Janae to know that you have a home in the Nation of Islam. You have a family in the Nation of Islam, dear sister. If you ever need to turn to anyone or any source of information or comfort, then turn to the Nation of Islam and the mighty MGT and GCC class, because there you can get some sort of inspiration or some sort of proper guidance as you are on your journey to whatever direction that you're going in. There are too many of our little sisters that's headed this way, and they're only doing it because they're striving to make a living and secure money, friendship, good homes, and all walks of lives, nice cars, travel in the nice traveling accommodations that they can afford. So if this is what it takes for this young sister to do that, then that's what she's doing. The music that she's making or the lyrics that she's using, yes, it's harsh, hardcore. The gyrating on the videos, that's nothing new. I mean, really, it's nothing new. I mean, the male rappers been doing it for years, and they've been using and dogging black women out. Most of them women that danced on some of them videos never really made no real money. They never really made no real money. They may have got a check of this or that, But that was only for that point, for that moment, and then they would have to wait until they get another call, possibly to appear in another video to do the same thing, if not even worse. So what our sister here is obviously doing, following the path of the Nicki Minaj's, the Little Kims, and all of those that are out there now. You guys know the name of some of these people. Those are the only ones I can think of up front. But you know the name of the newcomers now that's just all out there. I mean, all of their attire and their clothes are coming off. And this is how they justify making a living. Do I agree? Absolutely not. But who am I I'm not a judge. I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm here to say to our little sister that we love our sister family and we are 100% behind you, and we want to guide you to the calling of Almighty God Allah. See, because Allah, God, is calling you, dear sister, and not just her. He's calling all our people under the divine voice and guidance and leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So when I say that Allah, God, is calling, I am referring to the Messiah today, who sits in the seat of the messenger of Allah, who met and spoke directly with God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. So when I say God is calling, I am simply saying that we must adhere to the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is the final call. I fast and pray that no matter what's going on with our dear sister, that she has an escape route from this type of lifestyle, because it's not going to last. But we as a people, we have to do something to protect our upcoming children. I had a conversation. I'm going to close this in a few minutes. My daughter is 5 years old, and she just started school. And I had a conversation with her, and I shared with her the importance and the value of who she is and the meaning of the word respect. And at 5 years old, she said, "Daddy, I understand." And I know that she understands because she was listening attentively. I wanted her to know that, one, you are Muslim. And if you ask her, she'll tell you, "I'm a Muslim." She may not understand what that means at 5, but the seed is being planted that, inshallah, be the will of Allah, as she grow, she will hold fast to the seed that has been planted and not degrade. So we, black men, black women, we have to go after our babies, the one that's coming behind Janae, the one that's coming behind Sexy Red, the one that sees this on YouTube, see this on TikTok, sees this kind of stuff on Twitter and things of that nature. We cannot continue to blame everyone else for the things that we are doing ourselves. Our women are being exposed because we are not protecting our women. We have no control of our women at all in Black America. Anybody can come along and snatch up the black woman and do whatever he or she wants to do. Turn them out, do whatever, kill them, do whatever they want to do with them, because we as black men have degraded and disrespected our women over the years. So we have put them in a position where they must defend and protect themselves. It's unfortunate, but we have to accept that reality before we can look at a young sister like our dear sister, Sexy Red, and cast any kind of judgment on our sister. We would just be wrong. Wherry, our sister grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. She started, listen to this. She started rapping when her boyfriend cheated on her, and she decided to write a diss song about it. Now, you see why she started rapping? She may have been inspired later on down the line to do what she's doing to really make it, but her real reasons for rapping, she was heartbroken. You see? You're not going to ever get Sexy Red to come out and tell you that because she want to play hard and tough. But deep down inside, according to her early life in her Wikipedia, it says that she started rapping when her boyfriend cheated on her and she decided to write a diss song about it. She adapted the stage name Sexy Red because she thinks she is sexy. And her favorite color is red. Now we getting to know Janae. Now we getting to know how Sexy Red really came about. What caused this sister to step out like she did. And this is what happens when we as black men play with our women. Take full advantage of our women and mistreat our women and dog them out. And we put them in a mental state where they feel incompetent and less valued, where they don't feel loved at all because they entrusted their hearts with a no good man. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, wherever you find a no good woman, believe me, a no good man made her that way. And so this is a prime example of what happened to our little sister that created Sexy Red, right? It's clear. She released her first song, 1,000 Jugs, in 2018 and 2021. She released her debut mixtape, Ghetto Superstar. Now she's going in. So she started with just a simple diss song because she was disrespected by her boyfriend, somebody that she really loved, she cared about. He hurt her. He cheated on her. Man, you cheat on a woman today, man, that's painful. Really painful. Women, when they love you, they love you. And when they hate you, they hate you. It's just that simple. So it is what it is. In January 2023, she released Pound Town with K. Keith, which later went viral on social media because of its sexuality. In April, she was featured on the remix of NLE Chopper's Slut Me Out. Listen to this, Slut Me Out. Now she realizes she got something going. In May, she released Pound Town 2 with Nicki Minaj, which became her first entry on the Billboard Hot 100. I repeat this. In June, she released the mixtape Hood Hottest Princess. August 2023, Wherry officially joined Drake on his All a Blur tour as an opening act, having appeared as a guest at previous shows. Now she's moving, right, in the direction she probably wanted to go. Never thought that she was going to go, because her first song was basically out of anger and frustration and pain, which was a diss track to being disrespected and cheated on. But that caused her to grow and expound or elevate in the rap industry thus far. And this is where she stands so far. Wherry has stated that she is inspired by male rappers such as Project Pat, Juicy J, and Gucci Mane. She described her music as bad and ratchet. So she knows that the music is ratchet, but yet no, she's profiting. She's gaining national attention. What she does with that will be up to her. But we need to understand what creates a Sexy Red and how do we counter this to protect our young women that's coming up behind our dear sister, our daughters, our nieces, our aunties, cousins, whoever, family members. So family, I'm going to tell you, so we have to really take this in consideration. We have to show extreme love to our sisters today. They need to understand that this thing with this Willie Lynch syndrome, it is not a hoax. It's real. This is real, family. This is nothing made up or anything like that, right? We see it in the actions of our people today. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has piped over the years to the rap industry and the hip-hop community, it is our job, whether you're in the Nation of Islam or not, to get behind our young people and create an avenue, an escape route for our young people as they are growing up, that they don't feel like they have to turn to in this direction in order to survive and sustain themselves. We as a people have to step up for our young people, our future generations, or it's going to be all but over for black people in America. Please believe me when I tell you, this is the final call. There is no more. There's nothing else to talk about. We have done enough talking, enough preaching, and all this other stuff. Work time for us equal distance. So we can't condone our sister and disrespect our little sister, Janae, Sexy Red, Big Sexy. She, according to what I shared, she has explained how she came about and what her motives is. She understands that the fact that her music is raunchy and it is bad, but at the end of the day, the industry will play it. You know, Michael Jackson, I wanted to say this. He did a speech in regards to dealing with Sony, and he had owed them one more album, which wasn't the full album according to him. But what pissed Sony off was not only he was a free agent, but he owned half of the company. You see? And as he stated, they thought for some apparent reason he was just all about singing and dancing and he didn't care about nothing else. But when he found out that he owned half of the company, he had to go. And he knew it. And the same thing with our people today. As long as you stay in line and don't step out of line, you'll be all right. But the minute you step out of the line, which means take your talent, your money, and your skills and begin to set up something for your own and do for self and break away from the record labels, the promoters, the DJs, the radio stations, and go and do for self, is when your time is up. I fast and pray, Lord. We said nothing to offend anyone, for that's never the goal. We just wanted to speak to our little sister, a.k.a. Sexy Red, our little sister, Janae, Miss Wherry, in regards to this song, Pound Town, and all this other stuff going on with our people. We got work to do, family, and we as men and women, we can sit here on social media and we can nitpick it. We can nitpick and we can throw, we can do all that other stuff. But we have to say to ourselves, are we willing to step up and make a difference and become an independent people and separate and do for self? We thank Almighty God Allah once again for coming in the person of Master Farad Muhammad and raising the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we want to say to our people, our community, please don't take the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for granted, because if you are doing that, you see the end results of it. He has been piping and preaching and teaching to our people for over 60 years. And everything that he predicted has come into fruition. It's actually happening and taking place. He brought us the Willie Lynch letter in 1995 at the Million Man March. He gave us an agenda to work with during the Million Man March. All we had to do at that time, our dear sister wasn't even born in 1995. You understand what I'm saying? So the minister has given us an agenda at the Million Man March, and our open enemy knew, so he began countering the movement of the Million Man March. The Million Man March had an effect not only in America, on the entire world, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan showed the black man to the world from a different perspective that America's number one weapon has been showing her. That's her media. America's #1 weapon is her media, not what she has in her army, what she has in her navy. That's her power. But her #1 weapon is her media. And so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was able to show the black man from a whole different light, a whole different perspective at the Million Man March in 1995. I thank Allah because I was on the yard and we worked hard diligently in our city to get as many as people or brothers to the Million Man March. But I'm telling you something. You can sit there and condone Sexy Red and all this other stuff, and you could talk about what these young sisters are doing or what the young brothers are doing. But remember, as I said in the beginning of this video, something created Sexy Red. Something created Janae, her real name. Janae Nierah Wherry. That's who she is. Born April the 15th, 1998. She's a baby. She's a baby. But she has been exposed to what they call the bag. Fast money. Utmost people. See, when you start getting money, people start catering to you. People want to, treat you as like you this great princess, even though you have not really qualified for such titles. But we love titles. We are infatuated with titles as a people. So we can't knock our little sister for what she's doing. With, if anything, we fast and pray that we can do something in our communities and stop the bleeding among our people. And inshallah, be the will of God that this message will get somewhere, that the younger people who are coming up behind our little sister may see a different light. Not just from this message, because I'm just a little fella. I can never say nothing that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has not already said to our people over and over and over again. So everything that you hear me say or everything that you hear me sharing is because I have been taught or being taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Nothing I'm saying is of my own, so I'm not taking no credit. I just got the heart to sit here and do it. I got the heart to speak up. I don't got time to play mind games. I will speak truth to power. We love our sister Sexy Red. We love all our sisters and brothers that's in the rap industry, those that's doing the drill rap. We want them to deviate from the drill rap and go back to hip hop, the mastery of hip hop music. We want to see hip hop return, but in order to see hip hop return, we have to stop funding the drill rap. We have to stop promoting the drill rap, because as long as we promote it, it will always be there. And all you constantly will hear is young black men being gunned down by each other because of self-hate and disrespect. No one has disrespected the black woman as hard and great as the black man outside the slave master and his children. But we have disrespect our women so terribly that they don't even believe or have any confidence in black men no more. And we can't fault black women for that. We can't fault this little sister Sexy Red if you pull up her videos and you see them gyrating and throwing their little bodies all over. How you gonna get mad, especially if you in the house doing it? As a mother, as an auntie, as a cousin or whatever. If you making videos on TikTok indirectly, but you throwing your little body. So how would you even say anything disrespectful to our little sister or anything about what our little sister is doing if you are encouraging it? If you're home teaching your grandchildren how to gyrate their body and how to twerk. I showed my daughter, I said, baby girl, this is not the way to go. She understands completely. At 5 years old, I can do the best that I can, but that's it. I can do my part, but I want my child to understand that she's greater. She's a Muslim. She's a diamond among men, a diamond, period. And when you know where diamonds come from and what it takes to get diamonds, is what she has to set in her mind as a 5-year-old. Inshallah, she'll grow with that mindset. This way, no one will be able to come along and try to crack her diamond before qualifying themselves. They have to put in work, because to get diamonds, you got to go through a whole lot, family. You don't just go and pick up a diamond. They make you think that you can just go to the river and shake some rocks and you'll get a diamond or two. You'll be out there until you're dead. You have to go to the depths of the ocean and crack those pearls and those rocks to get the real diamonds, if you really want diamonds. And that means you'll be sacrificing your life, because there ain't no telling what's down there when you get down there. But that's the sacrifice that our daughters must make those who come for them put up if they want to be involved in any shape, form, or fashion. So our little sister Janae, big, sexy red, she's only mimicking what she has saw over the years. She was born in 1998. She's only 25. How much could she really know at 25? She still got a long way to go, inshallah. Along with all the other young sisters and brothers that's out there doing what they can to make it. And those that got the bag now. You see our young brothers with all this money on these videos, and you would think that they don't have all that money. They may have a small portion of it. But that money is front money for the most part. In many cases, some of them may actually have it, but they don't know how to utilize it. So with that being said, family, I fast and pray once again. I said nothing to offend anyone, for that's never the intention. I wanted to speak to this situation because, as I stated, it came from a conversation, and the sister came up and her music came up. I never really listened to it. So to get an understanding of what was going on, I had to sit and listen to a few of the lyrics in the song Pound Town. And honestly, it's not even really a song. It's just words being expressed in a way where it gets your attention if you're interested in that type of, words behind music. And she's doing nothing no different than what male rappers has been doing over the years. Disrespecting our women, calling them out their names, putting them on videos with no clothes on, putting the videos all up in their crotch, just straight disrespecting our women. So she's honestly doing nothing different, even though she's using the language a little harsh, more so, by the things that she's actually saying, her new so-called product line that she has. I'm not going to repeat that stuff, but it is a list. It is what it is. May Allah continue to bless you. I thank you for listening. I leave as I came before you. In the nation, greater words of peace and paradise. Hotech, peace. May Allah continue to bless our little sister, Janae, Nierah, Wherry. I fast and pray I didn't butcher her name. And may Allah bless her with great success. May Allah see her and her family through. And inshallah, our people will wake up and realize that there's a hidden hand called the puppet master. The puppet master is the industry, the record labels, the promoters, the producers, the radio stations. They the puppet masters, family. And so she's a victim of the puppet masters, just like many that came before her and many that's going to come after her. So to my dear sister, big, sexy red, if you should hear this or see this, just know that we love you. On behalf of the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, dear sister, we love you. May Allah bless you with great success. May Allah bless you with great success. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.